Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Spotlight, a series where I take a look into an individual or a company from the anime industry. I look at how they got started, how they made their success, and how they've impacted the industry. In the first episode I looked at Hayao Miyazaki. In this episode I'll be looking at one of the most interesting individuals from the industry, Hideaki Anno. Anno was born in the city of Ube in 1960. He completed the various levels of education like everybody else, showing an early interest in art. In junior high school he was a member of the school's art club, although he was never really interested in learning the basics. Instead he focused on specific things like drawing manga and oil painting. He attended Yamaguchi Prefectural Ube High School, a school that was very well known for getting its students into good universities. But as Anno grew older, his interest in going to a good university started to deteriorate, though he still wanted to pursue a career in art. So in 1980 Anno was accepted into the Osaka University of Arts. At university, Anno took part in various group projects for films and animations. He grew a new love for working in a team and creating projects. From here he worked on a number of different projects, from conventions to store openings. Though they didn't pay that well, he loved working in the group environment. Anno gained a small portion of recognition through these various projects. Through this he was invited to help work on a TV series, Super Dimension Fortress Macross. During this, Anno would work on the project in the day and sleep in the offices at night. This is where he got his first real taste of the industry, and where he solidified his true passion. Because of his involvement and devotion to various projects, he neglected his college work. After failing to pay his tuition, he was expelled. This may sound like a setback, but it actually turned out to be very beneficial. Because of this he went to Tokyo to find work. There he was hired by Hayao Miyazaki as a key animator for Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Like his previous projects, he spent all his time at the studio and slept there at night. Miyazaki was very impressed with Anno's work ethic and the quality of his art. After Nausicaa, he worked on the film Macross Do You Remember Love in 1984. During the production of this film, Anno met Shoichi Maso, a key animator of the same age as Anno. Anno then helped him start Studio Gravitron, an independent animation studio. Despite living in the studio, Anno didn't take part in many of the projects, only working when he needed money. He now had a lot of free time on his hands. With his free time he made a lot of new friends in the industry. This was when Anno became one of the founding members of Gainax. It was Anno and a number of his friends that he'd met during his career that gave birth to the studio. The studio's first project was Royal Space Force, a film about space travel. The film took years to make and was released in 1987, 3 years after the studio's birth. The film was positively received by pretty much everybody. Anno worked as the animation director on this film. Anno then took another step back from both Studio Gravitron and Gainax, until he stumbled across the script for an OVA series that had been put on hold due to the lack of a series director. The script moved Anno so much that he decided to take the role of director himself. That series was Gunbuster. Gunbuster was released in 1988 and Anno got his first taste of being a director of a large-scale project. In 1990 he took the director's seat again in the TV series Nadia the Secret of Blue Water. Though Anno loved working on projects, he started to see the bad side of being in the industry. He was almost overwhelmed by the amount of work he was given and annoyed at how the industry ran certain things. Anno fell into a 4-year depression. During this period Anno tried again and again to start new projects, but due to various spells of bad luck, they were all either cancelled or forgotten. As he started to lose hope, he picked up small hobbies such as skiing and scuba diving to keep him from going insane. Then, after talking with some higher-ups, they agreed on Anno to make his own, instantly greenlit original TV show. Anno had complete freedom to create his own show with full creative control. Thus, he started production on Neon Genesis Evangelion. Even though Anno was still actively working and keeping himself occupied, it was obvious that he was still depressed. As the show progressed, it became darker and darker. Anno grew a hate towards the otaku culture. He didn't like how everything had to be positive or happy. This fueled his hunger to make Eva as dark as possible. Anno wanted to show the harsh realities of life to everyone, regardless of their age. As the show went on, it also suffered from a lack of budget. Towards the end of the show they had to use cheap tricks and time-saving animations. The last 2 episodes of the show were completely stripped of any special effects or high-quality animation. They took place inside the characters' heads and used very basic animation. This was probably due to not only the budget restrictions, but Anno's displeasure with the industry. After the very controversial ending to the series, Anno received a lot of praise, but an equal amount of criticism. Included in the criticism were death threats and letters of disappointment. After this, Anno was plagued with even more depression, angered by the response to his series. He would waste days after days just walking around and doing nothing. Thankfully, his friends and colleagues were able to help him return, and 6 months after the finale of the series, he started production on End of Evangelion, a film that would work as an alternative ending to the series, that would obviously have higher budget and a different story. End of Evangelion was just as controversial as the series, provoking more death threats and angry responses. Mixed with all the criticism Evangelion got was also a lot of praise, and as time went on, more and more people started to truly realise and appreciate Anno's work. He didn't create a story with a standard narrative and generic characters. He created something that he wanted to create. Even today, people struggle with understanding Evangelion. Eva is regarded as one of the most influential anime series ever, not only evolving the crowded mecha genre, but pushing anime in general. After Eva, Anno delved into some live action work, and started directing new anime series Hideaki Anno. Although subtle, the similarities between Eva and Hideaki Anno are there. It was nowhere near as dark and serious as Eva, but it still had similar psychoanalysis of the characters. They would spend a lot of time thinking about themselves, asking questions and pondering about problems. But because of disputes between sponsors, Anno left the project and Kazuya Tsurumaki took over. Anno then started to give all his time to live action movies. He would then return to animation with Anime Tenshu, though he continued to work with live action. In March of 2002, Anno married manga artist Moyuko Anno. This really changed Anno's outlook. He became more positive and more relaxed. His next big contribution to the industry was in 2006, where he created Studio Kara, a studio that would work on production of his next project. That next project would be the Evangelion Rebuild films. In 2007, he both resigned from Gainax and released the first of the new Eva movies. The second was released in 2009 and the third in 2012. Currently, Anno is working on the fourth and final movie. It's hard to tell if Anno will lead any major anime projects after these films, but it's very probable that he will stay involved with the industry, whether that be helping with events or contributing to projects. Anno's love for creation has never wavered. Anno's list of work might not be as long as other people's, but his contribution certainly doesn't lack. He created one of the most influential anime series of all time, and is still contributing to the industry immensely. He's had a very interesting and unique career, and I've thoroughly enjoyed reading about him and creating this video. If you want to watch my industry spotlight on colleague and good friend of Anno's, Hayao Miyazaki, you can click on the screen. If you did enjoy this video, it would be very much appreciated if you could leave a like and share it around. You can also click subscribe if you want to watch more anime related videos. Thank you very much for watching.